Okay, this is Jim. This is take 2 on my motorcycle update because I'm not sure if the first one works very well. So if you're seeing this, I've motored from Georgetown to Leander, Texas to buy gas. Just wanted to give you a brief kind of motorcycle update. For those of you thinking about an SJR, one of the things about it is the way it tells you that it doesn't have a reserve tank per se. It starts flashing the gas. Oh, excuse me. Start over. I was going to mention about one quirk of the SJR, in case you ever have a chance to ride one. When it gets low on gas, it starts flashing the gas gauge readout on the LED panel or the LCD panel, and it sets the odometer to 0 and starts it going up to tell you how far you've gone into the reserve tank. And the thing about it is that it's very, very conservative. It starts flashing when you've got a fair amount of gas left, because this has either 6.5 or 6.6 gallons. I just drove 10 miles into the reserve, and it held 5 gallons, and I sat there for a good long time, you know, squeezing in the last 1/10 of a gallon. This is Leander, and let's put the window up, make it a little quieter. So I spent some time to squeeze in as much gas as I could. It was only 5 gallons, so at about, even conservatively, 40 miles a gallon. It usually gets a little better than that, but just figure it's a bad day, 40 miles per gallon. I could have gone probably 60 miles into the reserve before I'd really get in danger of running out of gas. So that's a little FJR quirk for you. As far as me and motorcycles, the last really interesting motorcycle thing I did was the Solar Bear Challenge. I'd really like to thank RC62 for putting that on. I had a great time. I really like being given a task or a mission to do on a motorcycle, and that's a lot more fun for me for some reason. Something weird about the way my brain is wired, I guess. Rather than just getting on and just riding around, it's not as much fun as telling me, hey, go find the letter R on a sign and try to make it interesting. That's a lot, that motivates me. So that's the last really interesting riding I did. I rode very little over the winter for no excuse, I just didn't. We're coming up on daylight savings time. I'm starting to ride more. I'm really getting fired up for the Heart of Texas Rally. If you look back a year ago on my YouTube videos in April of last year, 2010, me and Kenneth rode the Heart of Texas Rally, which at that time was an 8-hour scavenger hunt bonus hunting rally. Had a great time, and where's the train? And this year it's going to be 12 hours. And Rally Master says it's going to be a little more challenging, and I'm really pumped up for it. And Kenneth finished 3rd and I finished 4th. We did exactly the same ride, but I made a mistake in arithmetic that cost me points, so he beat me. But I thought that was pretty good for having never done it before, out of about 10 riders. So I am really getting fired up for the Heart of Texas Rally. I believe that's April 12th, so it's about 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, something like that. Really fired up for that. That's the other, excuse me, kind of sad motorcycle news on the Jim front is I've pretty much given up the idea of getting the Iron Blood Association National Park Master Traveler Award this year. That's why I've gathered about 5 states and probably 15 or 20 parks. But you have to get 25 states, and I've planned and planned it. I could do the rest of the states in 2.5 to 3 weeks, but that would be like a death march. I might as well just do the 48 state and 10-day ride, because the whole point of the park award is to spend some time at the parks, but I couldn't do it. The little software company I work at has an interesting vacation policy. Howdy there, friend. We take as much as we want. There's no limit, really. There's no rules about it. You can come and go. Not only can you come and go whenever you please, you can set your own hours. You can take as much vacation as your team members can agree to. Well, it turns out that sounds to a traditional Edward Taylor style manager like horrifying, because aren't you going to show up to work and one day everyone will have taken a day off? Well, no, that's not how it works when you're dealing with people who are committed to the little company and committed to their own success and understand their success is tied to their employer's success. So we've got a lot of work to do. We don't have quite enough money to hire the 2 or 3 more developers we'd like to hire. So what happens is that while it's no problem to take our Friday here and there, but really taking more than a solid 2 weeks off would really kind of screw my teammates. Certainly taking a month would. Howdy, Harley guy. So I could take 3 weeks and they could live with that, but that would be, I would come back totally exhausted, and I'd have a huge backlog at work, and it just wouldn't work out. So no 50 park award for me this year. That means I really should do, before it gets too hot, probably maybe in the latter part of April, or maybe even sooner than that, another Saddle Sore 1000. And the reason for that is I'd like a second Iron Butt Association certificate, because then you can buy this cool mile-eater patch that has this snake with a big highway like he's eating or something. That's a real cool looking patch. So the Motorcycle Touring Association has a sponsored Iron Butt ride, I think in next month, or I might just do one on my own. If you do one of the sponsored group ones, you can get the certificate right there. Otherwise, it takes a month or 2. So that's what's new with Jim in the world of Jim's Little Motorcycles.